Good afternoon guys and welcome back to Dev's Autos. Today I've got a little treat for you guys. This is something that you don't see every day. It is a ...1993 Vauxhall Cavalier 2-litre petrol, and it's only done 17,246 miles from new. Boy, this throws back some memories, right? What we're doing is changing the oil filter, putting some fresh oil in, the air filter, the fuel filter, spark plugs, and I'm going to be chucking a new sump plug in there as well, just for good measure. I've never done one of these before, and I've not YouTubed it or Googled it or anything like that, so I'm not 100% sure on what the procedure is, but I presume it's like any other vehicle. So the first thing we need to do is pop that. It feels a bit stiff. Is that? Oh no, don't say that's not been open for a while and it's stuck. I can hear the catch going, but may have run into our first issue. What I might have to do is call Mark over. I don't want to put it too hard because I'll snap it, but there's the lever there. I can hear the mechanism going, but I'm going to have to get Mark to pull it up whilst I pull the lever. Alright, so whilst Mark is pulling on the bonnet, I'm going to pull the lever up, the lever. Ready? Just banging on it. I don't want to put it too hard because I'll snap it, won't I?
Just pull it and then just go little.
Yeah? Yes, sir!
That needs a bit of adjustment, I think.
Adjustment or lube?
Or lube, yeah. Where's the freaking doodah?
Where is the doodah?
Over here somewhere.
Is that it? Oh, it's there. There you go. Oh! That's an oil leak, isn't it? That's not a clean engine.
It's not bad.
There's oil everywhere, man. Look at that. That's caked.
And what are you doing? Just
That's
an
more
oil
than caked.
change?
I'm doing oil filter, spark plugs. The spark plugs. Oh, whoa! That just fell off.
That fell off, did it?
Jeez, man. Is this?
Did it clicking back on?
I mean.
Oh, it went back on, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it was on there properly because look. Yeah, I just pulled that.
Yeah.
That's leaky, isn't it?
It's a bit leaky there, look. Down the back.
Oh.
That's coming out of here. Just nip them up. Probably be alright. Looks like a cork gasket in there.
Yeah, what I might do is just put a bit of degreaser on it. Engine degreaser. The belt looks like it's a bit worn as well.
Looks like it's been lacquered, look. It's had something sprayed all over it.
Yeah.
To keep it like a film.
But that's definitely oil though, isn't it?
Yeah, look at this.
Oh yeah.
That might need a jet wash, I think.
So we've got a new battery, we've got screen wash here, we've got power steering fluid or reservoir, horn, beep beep. Around here we've got the coolant reservoir.
Good colour.
Oh.
ATF.
We've got
It wants a little bit.
brake fluid, but really dark in there. Don't like
Still
that.
green.
It's supposed to be like a cleary yellowy colour, isn't it? But
Yeah,
it's just dark. It's just not very. And it's had a new alternator on it, as you can see there.
New battery.
And that's it. So I guess I don't know if the timing belt would have been done, but possibly not. It's only done 17,000 miles.
I hope it's had one done.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't it? The age,
Yeah.
the belt would
Mileage
the
might
material
not
would
match the
perish.
belt.
So we're going to start by taking the spark plugs out. So we're just going to pull the, what do you call them, the HT leads.
HT leads. Yeah.
HT leads off.
Cup of tea in half an hour.
Cup of tea in half an hour, thank you very much. Oh, that was a bit tight. And the last one. Right, so as you can see, spark plug number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I have got my electrical ratchet and wrench on with a 10mm bit, and what I'm going to do is get that on there. I'm just going to crack it by hand like that. Thank God they're not tight as well. And then right, spark plug number 1 looks like this, and it's actually not too bad. It's got a tiny bit of carbon build up. If I sniff it, I can smell a tiny bit of fuel, so we'll get the new one in. And here I'm using NGK. The model number is BKR6EK2288. Oh, and it had iridiums before, so it had NGK-Rs, which are iridium spark plugs. So they're long life spark plugs. Oh, they are the same. Oh, NGK-R, so they're still long life, but as you can see, look at the difference in the ends there. This will fire a lot nicer. So on the packet, it does actually tell you the tightening torque. Now I was going to Google this, but I just noticed it. So it says 25 to 30 Newton meters, and then what I'm going to do is go for 25. So this is my setup. I've got a torque wrench here set to, this maxes out at 25 Newton meters, and then I've got a little adapter on there with my socket on. So what you always want to do though is just thread these by hand first. So I'm going to pop that onto there, and there is a bit of rubber in the end of a spark plug socket just to hold the end of the spark plug, so that you can kind of thread it in. Thread it by hand just to make sure that you don't cross thread it. It should go in nice and easy. Yep, that's going in. And then when you can't do it anymore by hand, you can just snug it up to 25 Newton meters with a torque wrench. When it clicks, that's 25 Newton meters, okay? You don't want to go crazy on these. It just needs to grab, and it needs to squash the end of the washer. There's a washer on the end there, as you can see. Just needs to squash that just so it seats properly. Get this one out. There's no harm in using an electric tool, a power tool, to get a bolt or whatever out, but just always be careful when you're tightening up. I would never use an electric ratchet to tighten this up, because I wouldn't know obviously how tight I'm doing it. So this is the other one, number 2. Again, not that bad, no oil in there, so the spark plug seals all okay. And I'm just going to start it by hand. Lovely job there. Get my torque wrench on there. That's 25 Newton meters right there. It's good. Let's get the other one out. Number 3. Yeah, there's a lot of oil down the side of that engine. It's all coming from the rocker cover, it seems like. This is spark plug number 3. Again, by hand. That's going in nicely. If you cross thread these, you're in a world of danger. You've got to take the head off, potentially. That's 25 Newton meters right there. Take the last one out. And that's spark plug number 4. Again, quite dirty. Bit of carbon build up. And does smell a bit of fuel. Bit of petrol on there. And let's thread that in by hand. When talking things like this, always try and support the head of the ratchet, just so that it doesn't, you know, twist too much as you're doing it like that. See, it's like flexing. You want to make sure that you keep it nice and straight and turn, just so it's going in nice and smooth and straight. There you go, that's 25 Newton meters right there. That's all done. New spark plugs are in. Now we just need to get these coil packs in, or these HT leads even. So they've got a spring on the end, and they just seat over the end of the spark plug, kind of just like this. You feel it click when it goes on. You definitely don't want to mix these up, because the distributor here has a specific firing order that goes to each lead, so you want to make sure that they're all in the correct order. That's on as well. Clicked in. Okay, so they're all on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the vehicle and just make sure that it's running okay. So that, my friends, is a healthy running engine with no misfires. So that's running lovely. So the next thing on the agenda is the air filter. This is what the new air filter looks like. This is where the air filter lives. So there's 2 clips on this side here, and there's one at the back here as well. There we go. There's 2 screws, one there and one there, that we'll need to take out just to get this housing out of the way. So I've got a Phillips screwdriver. Just crack this side first. That one's out. Just loosen these up and see if we get enough space to lift the air filter housing. Like I said, I've never worked on one of these before, so yeah, perfect. Old filter, actually not in bad condition when you compare it to the new one. old and the new. Let's have a look at the back. It's actually not that bad. The gentleman that owns this doesn't do a lot of mileage, so but let's get this new filter in. Now I just noticed something pulled off there. As I was lifting this box, I noticed that a earth wire just pulled off of this point here. Now you've got to be really careful with things like this, because obviously this is earthed for a reason. I'm not sure exactly what it's for, but we just need to make sure that we connect that back up. There we go. There we go. This earth cable kind of just pushed onto the end of this little nub there, I presume. There we go. Just pushed it on there like that. That's cool. So we just need to get that screw in, and then we're done. It's very cool being able to work on an old car. You don't see these very often, so I appreciate the gentleman bringing his car to me and trusting me to look after it for him, and that I will do, you know. Both screws tightened up, earth cables back on, and that's it. So we've done the air filter and we've done the spark plugs. The next thing is the fuel filter. This is the fuel filter here, and it's only an inline filter, and from my experience working on sort of older Corsas, they're generally under the driver's side sill running along the side of the car. So I'm going to have a look underneath and see if I can find the location. If not, then I'll get the Google up or ChatGPT and find out. Made in South Africa as well. Let's see where this bad boy goes. You're coming under with me, guys. Sorry, I'm going to lay on the hard concrete. There's some fuel pipes there. Can't see anything. Is it at the back? Underneath? Again, I don't see anything. May have to Google it. Guys, so I didn't use the internet, but I found it myself. So what I've done is I've jacked up the car right under there, put an extra stand underneath just to support it. So that's what we're taking off, and that's what we're going to be changing. And it just looks like there's a couple of Jubilee clips on there and maybe one bracket, so I'll just get those off and then we'll go from there. Okay, so you guys should be able to see what I see. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Oh, I need a flathead screwdriver. Wait there. Okay, I'm armed. I am armed. I'm armed and I'm dangerous. What do I need to take out? I need to take off this hose here. Oh, I thought there was a crack at the top there, but I think I'll just see if we can add some more light. So that's loose. Let me just loosen that a little bit more, just so I can move it down the pipe. That's one off, and we'll get this one off. What we do have to be very careful with and make sure is the direction of the fuel filter. I do have a bucket to catch the stuff that comes out, and I may have to use pliers just to loosen. Whoops. Do you see what I see? A little trick: before you take off a stiff hose that may have been on there for a very long time, grab it with some pliers and turn it left and right before you pull it off, just to break the seal, and then when you take it off, it's coming. There we go. And that's falling into my bucket. Get it all out. That's cool. Now we do the same with the other one. Side to side and push back at the same time. There we go. And that is all being caught. So it's all coming out of the fuel filter there. I think we may have to get this bracket off here. I'm not 100% sure, but let's try with this first. I love being undercuts, it's so much fun. It's moving that. Okay, something's happened. I don't want to lose the screw, so put that down there so it's safely somewhere. And then, oh, okay. I think we may need to, oh no, that bracket can stay in place. And just pull it out like so. Get rid of all that. Just pouring into my bucket. Okay, so I just went away and watched the video back just to make sure that I got the direction right, because the way these tubes run, they kind of disappear. It's difficult to actually see, but the direction is one direction. Oh, sorry. What I do need to do is get this rubber off, so that when I put this new one in, it doesn't cause any vibrations or anything. So I'm just gonna push that over. Otherwise it might rattle, you know. Put it roughly in the same direction and just kind of squeeze it in. Right, that's basically how it went. We can get that screw in to hold this. I keep dropping my torch in my bucket, and oh no, now it's got fuel all over it. Bugger it. Okay, so we hold this down and put the screw in at the same time, like so. It's just a clamp. I just want to make sure that the rubber is, I've dropped it in the fuel again. I want to make sure that is around. I'm not going to go crazy tight on that. That's in place. Now we just need to push the top hose on, like that. And obviously we'll have to tighten that up. I'm going to push the lower hose, sorry, the left-hand hose on like that. We'll get this one as well. It's just a flathead screwdriver. So after this, we've just got the oil and oil filter, and then I'd like to just hit the engine with a little bit of degreaser if we can, because it didn't look too clean. Right, again, I'm not going to go crazy on this. It just needs to grab and hold this top one here. Get that in place as well. The vehicle's MOT is due next week, so whilst I was here, I was just going to have a look at the struts, make sure there's no leaks, which there isn't on this side. The shock absorbers, the bushings are okay. On this side, everything looks okay. Again, the shock is in good condition, the spring's not cracked or broken, and the spring on this side is also good as well. So the rear end is looking good. Sometimes these old vehicles can fail on the fuel pipes as well. These ones here, these are just dirty, but they're not in bad nick. And the rear is disc pads. Interesting for an old vehicle. That's pretty cool. There is life on them pads. It's really hard for you to see. Yeah, you can't see, but there's life on the pads and the discs. There's a tiny lip, but they're in good condition. I wonder when this was done, because this is GM. This is OEM Vauxhall. Is there a date stamp on it? No. Made in Poland. Yeah, God knows when this was last changed, but it was clear. The petrol that was coming out of it was clear. One thing I will do before I lower the vehicle down, I just want to prime the fuel pump by turning the key in the ignition to the on position. Fuel pump is now priming. I'm going to do that again. I think Mark just shouted cup of tea, and I'm going to do that once more, and then we'll try and start it. And I just want to make sure there's no leaks under there as well. Started straight up. There we go. She's running happy. Let's have a little look underneath. Exhaust is blowing a bit. Oh, is that a hole? Yeah. We found a hole. That may be an advisory, but our main concern here is whether this is leaking or not. And it doesn't look to be. I think we're good. What are you doing there, mister? Why you be spinning? There's a bit of clunking behind that. What's going on there? No, it's the cover. Look. So that just needs to tighten then. Anywho, let's remove the axle stand. I don't know why I'm doing these weird accents today. Down. Get out of the way quickly so it doesn't kill us, and then we'll safely drop it to the floor. It's not in gear, is it? No, it's not. There we go. It's not in gear. Impossible. Right, so I'm just getting the ramp set up now. These come in two pieces. Okay, let's drive her up. How are we looking? Good looking. Are we on? Yes, we're on. And yes, we are on. So now we can go underneath, get the oil filter out, and I presume the oil filter will be underneath as well, because I can't see it here unless it's like hidden somewhere. No, we'll have to go underneath and have a look. I just shouted tea. I think he shouted it twice actually, but hello? Tea's done.
How you getting on?
Almost, just got to do the oil and oil filter. Thank you very much, sir.
Now, you should have drained the oil out while you were doing the fuel filter.
Yeah, but that would be too smart.
Yeah, that's true. And you
And,
don't want to do it real quick, do you, really?
I just do it, you know, one by one. One by one, you know, knock it out one by one.
Taking the piss.
Yeah, well, this will be an interesting video for someone, I'm sure, anyway.
Good, I hope you're still not videoing.
I am right now, but me.
Oh, that's all right.
It's on my face.
Oh.
But like people want to see my ugly face.
Well, they won't
Terrorist.
see me. I washed my hair this morning
Did ya?
and I ran out of shampoo, so I used a little bit of fairy liquid. Got all the muck out. Nice.
Yeah, that's alright,
It's
isn't it?
made it all fluffy like
Oh,
a
no.
Care Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going
Look
on that
amazing.
video.
No, you don't have to.
No.
No.
Too
I get sued otherwise. But I will show them the generator if that's alright. Guys, this is my new generator
Unhook that bit there.
that I will be using to power my electrical tools whilst I'm down the garage. Look at that. So Mark's kindly put in a new, can't lift it at the same time, I should have just, a UK plug socket in there, 240 volts, 120. This is an old Honda engine.
That's what it had.
That's what it had.
Which
So
is
a
fine.
three pin.
Yeah.
What was wrong with it? The valve was stuck. The valves were
the
stuck.
exhaust valve was stuck open.
The exhaust valve was stuck open. The piston had loads of crud on it.
Yeah, it was
Carbon
needed
build-up.
decoking, and the two breaker buttons that are supposed to be in those holes there had
yeah.
both levers snapped off.
Yeah, they were both snapped, so you couldn't actually turn them on and off unless you used a screwdriver or something.
But they were on.
But it's cleaned up nicely, and Mark's kindly welded the exhaust shield on because that was
This all
basically
needs
falling
a bit
apart.
of black paint.
Yeah,
make
it's
it
alright.
look pretty.
Doesn't matter, but it does run. We've tested it. It runs,
Yeah.
and it would just give me power whilst I'm down the garage, which is amazing.
Yeah, what else was wrong with it? Oh, this little, you see that bowl on the bottom of the carburetor?
Oh yeah,
I think you're supposed to be able to see through that.
yeah, that's clear. That's a primer, right?
No,
No.
no, it's a sediment trap,
Oh.
and it was full of sand.
Oh, okay.
No, not full, but enough.
That's come off.
There was sand in the petrol tank,
Yeah.
so I welded the petrol tank because
Yeah.
it leaked right up where the tap fits. Can you get a picture of that? Is it there?
What?
Right up
Oh, yeah.
under
Underwear?
where the petrol tap screws into
Oh,
the
yeah,
tank.
yeah, yeah. So it was welded.
Yeah, it's the
Up
bit
here.
you ground down.
Yeah, I ground it down with the angle grinder.
Yeah, after I welded.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was,
That was-
spinning in the hole.
God
and
knows what they
leaking.
used for that. That was like,
I don't know, but as soon as the petrol hit it, it went all soggy.
it went everywhere, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't
So that was a
very
poor
good.
attempt. This was going to the scrapyard.
Yes.
It was actually going to the scrapyard, but we've saved it. And like I say, now this works, it'll be amazing for me to have some power when Mark's not around. Thanks, Mark.
Yes, no problem. I mean, you can see
Oh.
like all the guns and all the business magical stuff that all
Some
works
people-
in there.
The thing is it's difficult because I haven't got a big audience. You don't know what people want to see, really, do you? So you just
No.
film a bit of everything. I mean, but this is basically what we do. We come down here, we
Something
fix
to
cars.
interest everyone, isn't it?
Yeah, we fix cars, we fix electrical
We
stuff.
just need to get one of those birds from the Philippines in the short
With the
skirt.
boobies out.
Yeah, with the boobies out. Yeah.
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 I mean,
Why-
I would get mine out, but I think I might scare people off.
You probably would.
Yeah.
This is an old Honda. I don't know what year it is. It's quite old.
EG 1900Z, 1.9 kVA, which I believe is 1,900 watts,
It was thereabouts.
and it's made in Japan, which says it all to me. I mean, that to me is enough.
Yeah, well, it's Honda.
It's
Made
Honda,
in
so
Japan.
this thing will go forever.
But yeah,
We put some new oil in it, cleaned everything up.
it has a set
Has
of
good
points.
compression
It
now.
doesn't have electronic ignition like the modern stuff.
Yeah, you just pull the cord and go.
Pull cord and go. Yeah.
And then make sure the engine switch is on and the fuel
Yeah.
and the choke.
I don't know what this breather pipe's doing up here underneath the on-off switch. But
Oh yeah.
maybe it's just an air filter.
Oh, it's a vent for the fuel. Is
Yeah.
that
Well, for the crankcase.
for the crankcase? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's going to the engine, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think it's just a atmospheric filter.
But he's got it on. I don't want to show that, but he's got it on a hospital hoist. This would lift fat people up.
Heavy people is a nicer way to put that.
Sorry, heavy people that are bedridden. Whisper lift. This was going to the tip as well, and Mark put some batteries on it, as you can see there.
I mean, it's nice, and look at that.
That's not me moving the camera.
That is quiet.
It's amazing. You're on camera now.
Oh, scary. Yeah, I'm sure somewhere on this is a
That's neat.
£300 weight limit.
Yeah, so I won't be able to lift me then. Oh, and In memory of my beloved husband, John Pogson, died August 30th in this hospice, not between 1940 and 2004. So if
So
I don't think
somebody's brought this and donated it to the hospice.
yeah, but I don't know if anyone would ever know this name or be watching this video and
Probably
find.
not.
Probably
no.
not. But God rest his soul, rest in peace. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was used
been-
to pick him up and down, it's now being put to more good use.
yeah, it's not. This was going to go to the tip, imagine, and that plaque would have been binned.
Yes, it would have been scrapped.
But we're keeping it alive. So yeah, like I say, rest in peace to this person who, as it says, in memory of my beloved husband. That's obviously someone's partner, someone's son. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go and do the oil and filter. But thank you so much for the tea, which I've already almost drunk. Let me finish it. Cheers. I'll put it on there. Thank you. Bless him. Mark is good to me. He got that generator from the scrap man, and it was literally going to scrap. He pulled it off. He cleaned it up and then tried to give it to me for free, and today I gave him a little bit of money for it. I don't want nothing for free, but we always kind of look after each other, and that's how it should work, isn't it? We are going under. Are we? Yes, we are. I just need my light. Bismillah. Whenever I get under a car, I know like, obviously not everyone watching is a Muslim, but I always say Bismillah in the name of Allah, just in case. It's me last days, you know. Anyway, there's the sump bolt. This is what we need to take out to drain the oil, and just need to try and find where the oil filter is. Where is it? I don't see it. Do I see it? Is it over? Ah, I see it. I see. It's by the crank pulley right now. So we need to take that off. That's a man filter, and it looks like it's a bit old. But yeah, we're going to get that off as well. I'm going to drain the oil, put a new sump plug in. Just need this. Drain the oil into, stick it under. I don't know what size the it's dripping everywhere. Why did I do that? I'll clean it after. I don't know what size that is, so I'm just gonna probably use this as a reference, I guess. So before we do anything, I'm gonna take the oil cap off. You can see the camshafts in there, the camshaft lobes, and I'm gonna pull the dipstick just so there's no vacuum, so that when we release the bolt of bolts, it comes out. And I've got a new sump bolt, like I say, with a new crush washer, and it is a 19mm socket, so I'm going to do this one-handed so that you guys can see it as well. 19mm. Oh, that's way too tight, way. Okay, that's ridiculous. Why, man? The one that tightens the sump bolt up that much is criminal and should never ever touch a car in their life. So now what I'm going to have to do is get my long torque wrench on it just to be able to get it off. Okay, I'm going to need 2 hands for this. Give me 2 secs. Okay, so with 2 hands it cracked loose, and as you can see it just spins freely. So all this oil drained out. And remember I said before, when you're undoing these, just push as you twist, and then just move away real quick so that you don't get any spillage, and that is perfect. And also make sure it's this pan's under there properly, because it'd be a nightmare if it's not. Just let that drain out. So I've got the new oil filter here, and what I'm thinking is I can make use of my new tool set. So as you see at the end of this oil filter, there's some flat bits where you can kind of fit a socket on top of that, and what I do have is this assortment of socket bits that will kind of just go over there and just get it off. So I thought I'd just give it a go, and we've got this list here. So GM 9031, it should be 9031, which is this one right here. Let's see if that fits over this. No, that's too loose. The one that fits the best is 9034. That fits on there perfect. And one thing it does come with is a little kind of spanner tool and a little wrench. So I'm going to get this on there and see if I can get the old one off, and then go from there. Right, I don't know how well you can see that from there. I think you see it quite well. I'm going to try and get this tool on without obstructing your view, and let's see if this will come off. Bash that on with a hammer. Again, I don't know how easy this is going to come out, but you can see. I think that's just Oh, wait. No, it's turning it. It's working. Amazing, man. Why is it so tight? Probably like 50 years old. And the car's only 32 years, so can't be 50, but that is definitely working. And how cool is that, man? I didn't think it'd ever come in handy, but otherwise I'd have to get some claw grips on there. I don't know how well you guys can even... Oh no, did you miss it all? Sorry guys, I hit my phone. It's come up. So basically, this is my setup. And now it's loose enough that I can do it by hand. Sorry you didn't see it, but basically it was really tough. I just cracked it with this. I just let that drain out there, like that, into my other oil pan. Be careful not to drop it in there. Tip it upside down, let it all come out. Oh, that was pretty cool, man. I won't need to tighten that up with that, although I could. It's just hand tight. Okay, let's see if we can get this off. That's going to be the hard part now. Oh god, I'm coming out. This is what we're working with. So got the old filter. Just need to get this off. I don't know how easy that's going to be, but no. Right, what's the best way to get this off? Okay, that's done. That worked a treat, so in you go. Like I said, I'm not going to use that to put the new one back in because I don't want to over tighten it, but one thing it does say is to fill the oil filter up with oil, so I'm going to put a bit of oil in that and then we'll grease the top of that, put it in there and just hand tight. So that's what I'm going to do next. Just tightening up the rocker cover bolts.
There's a bit wet down here.
That did go there as well, didn't it?
Yeah, and it's a cork gasket, which you shouldn't over tighten anyway.
The lessons with Mark.
They're all going a little bit, so
yeah,
sorted. Is there any on the end?
No,
nothing up there, no.
That's it.
Okay.
Injection.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just
nip them.
Nip them. Yeah.
Now that hopefully won't leak again. And if you like, I could maybe give you some degreaser.
I mean, cork gaskets, they're not designed to be torqued down real hard.
Yeah.
Because they give up if they're too tight.
Yeah.
You know, you squash it and it's lumps of cork, literally.
Yeah. Well, one thing that we probably should do is put the oil dipstick in, put the oil cap on, because you don't want that going in the engine, do you?
We do not want this in the engine, no.
And just spray her down.
Oh, it's got stuck. How do you stop
Yeah,
it?
just push it down and put it back to you. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's good. What is this then?
It is literally
Smells nice.
solvent-free ultra engine grease.
Oh,
Effectively removes grime, grease and stains.
I could have a bath in this. It's lovely. It smells nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just spray it down, you leave it.
No, stop now.
If you sprayed it down, left it and then jet washed it, it'll come out like new.
Would it?
Yeah.
Sweet. Doesn't like going that way.
So that will just eat up all of that.
Smells lovely.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it?
Do I need to get the jet washer out now? To
Yeah, I
wash it all off?
think you do, to be honest. Let me do the oil quickly.
Yeah, do that.
Let it sit in the grease.
Yeah.
Degreaser. Probably should remove my
On your tools, yeah.
remove me tools
And your hands.
and my hand. I'll get the oil changed and
I
then
don't care. I'll go and sort that out and see
Okay.
if I can get it to reach down a bit better,
yeah.
because it won't come out of the garden.
Okay.
Oh, I'll tell you where it would go.
Where?
Up the side.
Yeah. Okay.
That's closer.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll do it up the side because then I can just throw the lance
Yeah.
over the fence.
Yeah. Let's get the oil done and then
Sound like a
we'll leave it
plan?
like that. Yeah.
I'll go sort that.
All right. So whilst Mark has covered the engine in degreaser, which is not a bad thing, I'm gonna get the oil, get the sump bolt in, torque it up to 25 newton meters, get the oil filter in, and go from there. I think I'll start this by hand. I've got a new washer and a new bolt, and what I like to do is, before I do it all the way, you don't have to do this, but I like to get some brake cleaner, spray it all around the bolt, just to make sure that the sump is clean, there's no oilage. Right, so that's on there. Let's get my torque wrench set up. Right, I've got two adapters and a 90 mil on the end, and it's already set to 25 newton meters, so As you can see, it's not a lot. Like, I'm not putting a lot of force, and obviously the washer will do its job. Bit of degreaser just fell in my eyes there, but I'll just go a tiny bit more. That's fine, that's enough. You don't need to go crazy with that. So that's like 26, 27 Newton meters, for example. That'd be lovely. Now let's get the oil filter in. So as per the instructions on the oil filter itself, it says to fill the oil filter up with oil. Look at that, steady hands. And then we get a bit of oil, put it on the rubber washer or seal, so that just stops it from pinching and provides a good seal when you hand tighten it up. Now this does only need to be hand tight, so it's going to be very difficult for me to video this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath the vehicle. I'll bring you with me actually. What I want to do before I do anything is, as you can see up there, it's not the cleanest, so what I want to do is give that a clean with some brake cleaner. Look at that. Look at the difference that's made. Now that is what I call clean. So now that's ready to accept the new filters, and we just want to go hand tight with this. So okay, so again, this is just hand tight. So what I'm going to do is get a tissue, clean that off, clean my hand off, so I can get a bit of grip on it, and so it's nice and clean, and then go from there. I realised that my phone battery was kind of dying, and that's what I used to record, so I've just sprayed that with some brake cleaner, and then I'm going to hand tight. It is turning a bit, so I'm pretty strong, you know, being Turkish and all. That's in, that's hand tight, sump bolt is torqued up. Yeah, just wipe some of that away so it looks a bit cleaner, and then we can get the oil in. So I just looked on mpmoil.co.uk, and this vehicle takes 4 litres of oil. This engine actually takes 4 litres of oil. So what I'm going to do is, we've got 5 litres on the side here. Obviously I did use a tiny bit for the oil filter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour this until I'm down to about 1.5 litres, which will be in between the 1 and the 2 there, and then I'll stop. Now the other way I do this is by getting a measuring jug, pouring the oil out into the measuring jug, and then using that to calculate how much oil I need to put in the vehicle. But you're always going to want to go a tiny bit under, just so that you've got a bit of room to play with. You don't want to go too much over. So I'm going to start pouring now. So again, we're aiming for approximately 3.5 litres. Okay, I might have to freehand this because that's going to take way too long. Perfect. I don't know when the last time this vehicle was serviced, but it is getting the Dev's Auto special, so including the jet wash, which is pretty cool. There we go, that's dead on 1.5 litres now, so I'm happy with that. What we'll do, we'll run the engine, let it warm up a bit, and then stop it, and then we'll check the oil level after that. Sounds good. As I say, we're just going to let that warm up a little bit. Once it warms up, we're going to shut the engine off, wait 5 minutes, let all the oil drain back down into the sump, and then we'll check the oil level from there. What I do want to do is make sure that there's no leaks from the sump plug that we put in, bone dry, and also the oil filter to go around the other side. That's nice and dry too. So we're just checking the oil level now. The car's been off for about 5 minutes.
Look like my cup of tea, look, on the minimum.
Yeah, you need to top that up.
I do.
Right, so push it in, and we are just over the minimum, so we definitely need to put some more in. Min to max is not a lot, yeah, no, it's not a lot. So guys, if you're ever sort of midway, be very careful how much you put in, because from midway to max, you know, halfway to max, it might only be like 500 litres or something. 500 litres? 500 millilitres?
Millilitres.
Jeez, yeah. Man, yeah. My brain. Okay, so I'm just going to put some more oil in.
And if you spill any, it's £20 off his bill.
Yeah, can't spill any. But I've got the steadiest hands in the UK, so... Right, what do you say, Mark?
I say, what's the dipstick say?
I'll show you.
I say that's fine.
Yeah, some's still going to drop into the sump anyway, so we just clean that up a touch, and then we clean the lid up, and then we just get it jet washed. Take this motor to to the side of the driveway for the garage, and then we're going to jet wash the engine bay. With the engine running, we're going to be very careful, just quickly spruce over the whole lot, and it should look mint after that. So that's what we're going to do.
It might have been.
Is it off?
Yeah.
It's off, so that's not good, is it? Take two. A rude joke was, right, listen to this joke, yeah? There's a bear and a rabbit taking a dump side by side in the woods. The bear looks down at the rabbit and says, "Do you have trouble with shit sticking to your fur?" The rabbit replies no, so the bear wipes his ass with the rabbit. That was my bad joke. Why? Why? Right, so the engine bay is now jet washed. We did get a little bit of misfire due to wet spark plugs, but we've taken all the HT leads off, dried them out with the airline, dried the whole engine. It's running absolutely beautiful. It's only because it was a little bit wet. I did miss down here. Like I said, I didn't want to go too crazy, but it's looking a whole lot better. So there still is some little bits here and there, but she's good. Guys, I'm done. So I just dropped the car off to the customer. He's really happy. After we jet washed it, I took the distributor cap off to dry everything out, and I noticed that it needs a new distributor cap and rotor arm, so I'm going to get them ordered for him, and it should run beautiful after that. It's still running okay with the cap like that, but it definitely does need a new one, and I'll include a picture or two of what that looks like. But thank you so much for watching. I know it's a bit of a longer video, but it's a really cool car. He's an older gentleman, and like I say, he's very happy with the service that he's received, and I'm happy that he chose me to work on it. So if you guys do like the video, then please give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you've got any questions, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Peace.